I received a new endoscope to evaluate from Teslong. This one here features 3 cameras in the inspection scope. So you can choose from front view or 2 side views, and they have macro lenses for detailed inspections of close objects. Today we're going to look at a new endoscope that I received from Teslong. This is a new design. I've taken a look at a few others that they've sent me in the past, and this is a new triple camera endoscope. Perfect for inspecting in things like car engines. You can look down in through the spark plug hole or any small engine, or inspecting in walls and so forth. Now the last one I looked at was very good, but the camera itself was quite large and it wouldn't fit down through small spark plug holes. This is a new model. It's much smaller and it actually features 3 cameras. There's a camera up front, the A camera as they call it, here. And there's 2 more cameras on either side. There's a B camera and a C camera. And it's switched from the control panel. So let's take a look at how this works, and then we're going to put it into practical use and demonstrate it. Now it comes shipped from the factory with the battery's fully charged on mine. It comes with a Type-C charging cable, and it also comes with a 32 gig SD card pre-installed to record photos and video of your inspections. To power the unit up, just press and hold the power button. Features a light so that you can see in dark places, such as fishing walls or looking into mechanical devices, like putting the camera into a crankcase of a vehicle, for example, or an engine, or down the cylinder head, someplace where there's no light. You've got a camera in the end, and we can switch by pressing the button on the side here to switch between the 3 different cameras. There I am. There's the camera on the front. And it switches the light accordingly. So the light is on this camera now, and now the light is on this camera, so that you can get both a direct view of, and I'm going to use this example, you're looking into an engine. You can look down and see the piston, and by switching to the other cameras you can see the cylinder walls on both sides. Start and stop recording. You select which mode that you wish to use using the mode button. It's in camera mode now. If I press the mode button, it will put it into movie mode, and then there's playback mode. So in camera mode, if I press the button here, this will take a picture. And if I put it into movie mode, to enter recording mode, to record video, just tap the record button, and it will indicate down here in the bottom of the screen that it's recording. And if I change the camera view, it should change, and it does change the camera view to the second camera and the third camera. These things are, I guess, pre-focused so that they're going to focus up relatively close, because typically you're going to be looking at something that's relatively close by. So when you get more than a few inches away, it's going to lose focus because it's preset for macro. Okay, when I've stopped recording, I can invert the image. Just like that. And that works with all 3 cameras. These side cameras are for looking at something that's close up, for inspecting something that's close up. So if you're further away, then it's going to be out of focus. But this is for looking at close-up items. So as you can see, the B camera is a close-up camera designed for inspecting things that are close to the endoscope probe itself. And I'm sure the C camera is probably also a close-up camera, also on the other side, which it is. So these 2 lenses are designed for close-up inspection. So once you're actually into position and you found what you're looking for, you can look at the sides of a cylinder head, for example. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to put this down into the cylinder head on something, and we're going to take a look inside the cylinder head. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet. I got to see what size spark plug my devices have and whether I actually have the right wrench to remove them, because there are different sizes and I have only a limited number of sockets that will fit spark plugs. Now, if you're wondering how long is this flexible endoscope, well, it's 15 feet, a little over 15 feet. So it can reach down walls and pretty much anything. beauty of this is it also comes with a couple, that's a stand to put in the back here, also comes with a couple of accessory tips that can be attached to the end. One of them is magnetic and one of them is a clip. So what I can do is take off the end of the camera. It unscrews. And either a hook can be attached or a magnet. So with the hook attached, if you're trying to say fish a wall, you'd put on the hook and then you could look for what you're trying to catch in the wall. For example, if you're trying to fish a wall, if you're looking for a piece of pull string, for example, you'll be able to see it, hook it, and pull it back. That one is useful for fishing, especially if you're using, for example, a string down a wall to fish for wires, where you cut a hole in the top of the wall, drop your weighted string down, and then cut a hole at the bottom, and then fish around and look for it with the endoscope and grab it and pull it through. If you're using the more popular ball chain way of fishing, which is what I use at work, I use a ball chain, which is obviously magnetic. So then you could put the magnetic tip on. You can still see around the inside of the wall, and when you find your ball chain, it will stick, just like my snips stick to this magnet. So anything that's magnetic will stick, like this twist tie, for example. So if you're using a magnetic ball chain to fish, this makes it very easy to grab it. And I think it's only magnetic on one side. No, it's magnetic on both sides. So you can snag the ball chain and hook it in that way as well. So that's the accessory tip for fishing walls. We're going to take this unit, and as I say, I'm going to show you a few different things with it. We'll do some recording. I'm recording this right now, actually. The recording is still taking place, so we can look at the source files off of this little endoscope camera. So I'm going to take it outside now, stop it from recording. I'm going to take it outside now, and we're going to see what I can take a look at with it. Oh, it also has a light, a work light. There's a button here for the work light that turns on an LED on here. So if you're working in the dark, you can use this as a work light. And it comes with a little stand that you can attach to the back to prop this up, so that if you're working and looking for something, you don't have to hold the monitor. You can put the back little stand on here, just like that. I should point out that the flashlight can be operated independently if the unit is powered on or off. The playback recordings, just select playback mode using the mode key, and you can pick your files to playback and select the file by pressing the OK button. As you can hear, it records sound as well.
And if I change the camera view, it should change, and it does change the camera view.
So that's a nice feature. There's a microphone built into the monitor itself. That's a nice feature because if you are documenting something in the field, you can make audio notations. So you're finding something, you're using this to inspect an HVAC system or an engine or whatever, or a piece of machinery. You can make comments and document what you've been finding and have it recorded on the video, which is great when you're looking to get a diagnostic on a piece of equipment, for example. It also comes with an interchangeable camera, and it's held in place with a set screw. So let's just open this up. I'll show you how to remove the camera itself. You can just loosen off this screw in the back, and the camera will unplug. And it's just like a USB-C type plug on the end of it. So different cameras can be added and swapped out in the field. So we're going to look inside the rear cylinder of my 2007 Harley. So I've already got the spark plug removed. We're going to proceed to put the endoscope camera into the cylinder head and take a look around inside. So let's put this thing into the engine and see how it looks. And it's nice and small, so it will fit. Ooh, cool. That piston looks like it got a bit of carbon on it, doesn't it? Now, let me just change the view here. Which camera am I on now? I'm on the side camera. Okay, let's take a look at the valves. Oh, there's the valves. Valves look nice and clean. Exhaust valve. So you guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? Well, as you can see, I'm recording, and I can now look inside the cylinder head. I can look at the valves. I can turn the camera around and inspect the two valves, and I can switch to the other camera to look at the other side, look at the cylinder wall, and the piston. Come right down at the surface of the piston now. Switch to the different camera angles and see what it looks like inside. See, this is what a mechanic would look for to see if there's been any sign of valve float or valve to piston contact. You can do that with one of these cameras. And look around on the inside. I'm going to turn this thing around so I can see the full view inside the cylinder, but it looks to be relatively clean for a 15-year-old engine which has over 50,000 miles on it. It is in actually very good looking condition. Not that I would know anything about this because I'm not a mechanic, but looking at the top of that piston, it doesn't look to be in bad shape at all. There's a full shot of the top of the piston as I pull the camera up. We can see the total top of the piston, and of course I could take snapshots of this as well if I wanted during my inspection. You can see a little bit of deposits on the inside, to be expected for an engine that's got miles on it like this one does. If I change the camera angle to one of the side cameras, now we can look at, what are we looking at here? This is probably there's the valves. Perfectly clean. That must be the intake valve, and this one would be the exhaust valve. A little bit of carbon, but other than that, it's looking to be a very clean running engine. And then the cylinder wall with the other camera. And that's that. Okay, now we're going to take it and we're going to put it into a heating air conditioning system, and we're going to take a look down inside the condenser coil and see what it looks like. So this is where the side view camera will probably come in quite useful. Okay, let's try the other camera. Okay, now we can get a close-up view of the condenser as we So somebody who's doing inspections on heating systems can actually put the camera right into the duct and take a look at the condenser for dirt and so forth. Looks like this one's going to need to be cleaned. Look at all that dirt that's got past the furnace filter over the years. I guess it's time to get this thing cleaned. It's been here 20 years, so it does not surprise me, but you know, it's change to a different camera to view it. LEDs that are on full, medium, and low. So if it's something that's really reflective, you can turn the lights down, and of course off, which of course is not going to see anything. Full power, medium power, low power. So if you're in a really reflective lighting condition, you can actually turn the lights off. Look, I'm knocking some dust down. Let's switch to the other camera. See which one this one's looking at. This is the end of the probe, this camera. And this is the inside of the duct. Gonna take a look in the joist next. See some wiring in here. This is in the joist space between the first and second floor, just outside of my mechanical room. Oh look, smoke detector. That's where they mounted the smoke detector. Okay, now that we've done the demo, I think most people will probably find that storing the camera away from the monitor is probably beneficial. It's a little easier, I think, to coil up the cable. So we just remove the actual camera, and then we can wind up the cable small enough to fit in here. A little easier to work with when it's off the actual unit than trying to wind it up while it's still attached. And just to answer the question, because I know some idiot is going to ask me this, because, you know, not everybody's as smart as everybody else in the world. Somebody's going to say, well, I'm a dumb I plugged my camera in the wrong way. Because, you know, it normally goes in like this with the button on top. I plugged my camera in the wrong way. What's going to happen if I plug in my camera the wrong way and try turning it on? Well, to answer you that question, absolutely nothing's going to happen. It will work regardless what way the camera is plugged in. It's plugged in upside down. I turn it off. I turn it around. I plug it in the other way. Nothing happens. It's USB-C. It works either way. That's all this is just a USB-C camera. There's 3 of them. It's a digital camera. It communicates with the camera over USB-C. So it doesn't matter what way you plug it in. You don't have to tighten that set screw either if you don't want. I'm not going to, because I like to store things separate, where it makes it a little bit easier to wind it up and put it back in the pack for storage the next time the unit is needed. And I actually use these for fishing tough walls. Thanks for watching. Link is in the description. Bye for now.